How's it going, you guys? So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to motivate other people to actually get the results that they want. Okay, so first of all, this can be applied to literally every aspect of your life, but and this can be applied to other people, which is the context in which I'm going to explain it from. But also, these same principles can be applied back to yourself. Implement them in your self-talk, etc. So I've been a personal trainer for over 6 years. My main job, like my success in my job, completely, 100%, it revolves around getting people to see what they want, and then getting people to be motivated on a regular basis and excited about the process of getting what they want, and then actually getting them to where they want. It's literally, personal training is all about principles of success, happiness, fulfillment, and motivation. It's about uplifting other people. It's about improving their lives in the most deepest way. I mean, their health and their survival, but also their mentality. And every aspect of their personality will improve as a result of effective personal training, which is why I love it so much. I'm literally transforming people's mind and body. And it takes someone who's done that themselves, which obviously people who know where I was when I was, 9 to 12 years old, and then where I am now, obviously they know, shit, I was the person who went there. So anyway, so first and foremost, to motivate other people, so there's a couple things you got to explain. First of all, there is no reward to accepting yourself, to accepting where you're at. That's the harsh reality. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll be able to actually get where you want. So I've had clients who have severe body dysmorphia, and all of their friends and even some of the therapists that they've seen, and their parents especially, tell them, hey, it's okay, you look great, you look amazing, just accept your body for what it is. Just love your body. And obviously on one side of things that's true. And somebody who has a severe body dysmorphia disorder, body image disorder, they're going to have to eventually change the way they see themselves. Because you can have the perfect body and just not even realize it, not even look in the mirror and see it. And so the mental aspect does have to change. But in general, most people that just feel insecure, the worst thing that they can do is just say, look in the mirror and be delusional and try to convince themselves, oh yeah, I'm fat and I'm healthy and happy. That's just the reality. And I don't like to say that on camera because some crazy person can take that out of context and say I'm fat shaming. And I'm not. In fact, my main goal, my main job is to take people who are fat and unhealthy and to empower them, give them the mental tools, the physical tools, and everything they need to transform their lives, okay? And having someone like that in their life is very motivating. The main reason why people want to believe in accepting where they are is so that they feel comfortable enough to not have to change. Because human beings, we're wired, whether it's from evolution or who knows what, but we're wired to run away from pain and go towards comfort and or pleasure, okay? And that's one of the main reasons why people can't stop with their hyperpalatable food, or let's just call them addictive food. Again, people want, there's nutritionists out there now who want to say, oh, food can't be addictive, it's a survival need. Yeah, I don't think any human need is cotton candy and candy bars. Anyway, point that I'm trying to make is, in order to get someone to be motivated to change, they have to understand that where they are is painful. They have to understand, look, if you keep going where you're going, first of all, they feel pain in the first place. That's why they want to change. The reason why they're not happy with where they are is because where they are is giving them feelings of pain. Okay? Absolutely. And I've had many areas of my life that needed change, and I was deluding myself into thinking they didn't need a change. And I had friends that would tell me, oh, you need a change, blah, blah, blah. The number one enemy to motivation is delusion, thinking that you can stay where you are and experience a different result. That's the definition of crazy, right? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So it's true to change how so you can change how you think about the situation, change how you feel about the situation, change different aspects of the situation, or change the situation entirely. I think that was a Tony Robbins quote. And the best thing you can do is attack it from all angles. So make the person understand, first of all, it's painful where you're at. And then you have to also make them understand that they can achieve what they want. Okay? They have to believe that they can get it, or at least have some kind of hope or some kind of faith that the process may be hard and long and painful, but they can do it. They can achieve it. That's very important. And a big part of believing that you can do it is breaking it down into small steps. I have it pinned on my wall. Small steps, small tangible actions consistently over time equals big results. If you want to accomplish anything in life, it's got to be the little things that you don't want to do every single day. Over time equal big results. It's all about momentum. You don't need motivation, and that's another thing. Is that to become motivated, you have to let go of the idea of feeling motivated, at least at first, and feeling inspired. You've got to let them know that it's easy as long as you do the little things each day. And in regards to pretty much everything, there are many different paths that lead to the same result. So let's say in regards to weight loss and even improving your health, you don't need to go keto, you don't need to remove all carbs, you don't necessarily need to consciously count and restrict calories, all that plays a role. You don't even need to exercise, and you could find strategies, nutritional strategies, to not have to completely do nutrition, so to speak, but you have to exercise, you have to do something, but still get to where you want to go. That's where flexible dieting comes into play, for example, and a higher protein diet. So there's a lot of different tools you can use to get yourself to the result. And again, this applies to everything. This applies to effective relationships. This applies to success with finances and business, socializing with other people. All of these principles that I'm talking about here, they're not exclusive to exercise or anything. But I'm talking in the context of personal training because that's it's been my life for a couple of years. But I've used these same principles every other place. So I know they work. Some people, even if they're severely overweight, they'll come to you and they just want to know what to do. So you'll give them a plan. High protein diet, restrict the carbs to only around workouts. Do a minimum of 3 days a week of properly formulated strength training protocol, and then try to get some cardio in here in between. Depending on where they're at, they're going to need a different prescription. Someone who's severely overweight is going to need to use easier free weight exercises, sitting dumbbell exercises and things like that. I've had clients that had trouble walking. And then you eventually progress them towards standing exercises and things. But everyone needs the most effective protocol for where they're at right now. Some people they'll do exactly what you say, and they have no trouble. And the thing is, they don't feel motivated. They just do it because they know it's going to give them those results. Other people, and I think this is where belief plays a role, I think other people just have had so many failures that they don't believe they can do it. So I've had clients that they just don't even show up to their sessions. We'll book them, and then they'll make up the weirdest excuses that are bullshit at the last minute. They won't show up, or they just won't book their sessions altogether. And then, of course, when you ask them about their nutrition and exercise, they say, "Oh, I didn't do it." And you ask them why. They might say, "Oh, I was tired because I work, nutrition, blah blah." So the thing here is that they've actually created barriers for themselves so they don't know that they exist. So I've had some clients who are on a mental level like one who has like a bachelor, like I'm not going to give personal details, but he has enough education to be able to see things. And I say, hey, you might be, because like, my grandma makes me really, encourages me to eat their food, and so I cheat on my diet, and I don't want to. It's my grandma's fault, right? Basically, they don't realize it, but they're taking the self-blame that is actually beneficial and they're putting it on their grandma. They don't realize that they're doing it. This is actually very common when you're a parent. You're like, oh, my children, they eat pasta all the time and they love pasta and won't eat healthy. It's like, really, you could eat your meat or your salad, whatever you want, what you think is healthy. You can choose to have your own healthy meal, healthy. And then let them eat garbage, even though you should probably be feeding your child the same high quality food that you're eating. But at the very least, they're not the excuse. They're not the problem. You need to choose to take responsibility for your health. It is completely your choice. These clients that I'm talking about here, they're people that I've had for months. Like in the first month, if you're just having a problem getting started, that's different. Then you gotta fill them with positive reinforcement. In the first month, and they're just having trouble getting started, you gotta be like, hey man, this shit's easy. This stuff's fun. You just gotta get started, and the more consistent you are, the more consistent you're gonna want to be, because motivation comes after action. Okay, the more action you take, you see these little results. You gotta notice them in the mirror. And as a trainer, that's part of the positive reinforcement, is being like, hey, look, man, I see a significant difference in you this time compared to last time. What you're doing is working. And if they start cheating, you got to be like, yeah, I'm noticing you're kind of falling off. What happened, man? You were doing so good there for a while, getting results, and I was seeing it every week, and now you're falling off, Taking little measurements, after, a couple of months, you take measurements, measure their waist. Also, if you're doing strength training properly, the client will start to see strength increases. Okay, they'll be gaining strength on each of their lifts, and that in itself is intrinsically motivating. Okay, all of these things are both externally motivating and intrinsically motivating. And again, like things like finances, is seeing those little paychecks that stack up. Is seeing they're getting better at their job. They're getting, maybe they're getting praise from their colleagues. And you cannot rely entirely on other people's praise. Ideally, though, especially in regards to finances and business, you want to be at a job where it has a positive work environment, because community is motivating. Having friends you work out with that also reinforce positive emotions is very motivating. But again, all these principles, you gotta look at them through the lens of whatever it is you want to be motivated towards. So some people, all it takes is these little bits of like encouragement, but others, these are the people that they've been talking about doing something for 3 months and still haven't gotten started. These are usually people that are they're the go with the flow type, that think that if they just feel good and they trust in the universe, that somehow they're going to magically manifest it. Like one day they're going to feel like doing it. Typically they're waiting till feeling like doing it. That's the thing. They're all about, do I feel like going to the gym today or not? Do I feel like recording these videos and becoming a YouTube sensation or not? Do I feel like getting that job that I've been talking about for so long or not? Do I feel like whatever it is. And so I found this to be, first of all, just a side note, the most damaging thing you can do is rely on, being authentic. Like, it's just, I authentically don't want to go to the gym. I authentically don't want more success. Just not me. I'm just not, And also, the worst thing you can do is rely on your feeling. Because your feeling's a lie. 9 times out of 10, when you don't feel like going to your personal training session, you don't feel like going to your jiu-jitsu class, you don't feel like going and at least trying to get a new job opportunity, 9 times out of 10 you feel way more better that you tried, or way more better afterwards because of something that happened when you went than you did beforehand. So the idea, just feel good and it'll manifest, is actually a lie. And it took me a long time to come to terms with that. Anyway, so these people that have been, that, let's just say, in this example, they've been paying $400 a month for personal training, and they have not gone in months, I've come to realize if they don't come in the first month, that they need something significant to push them. But I've had clients that haven't gone for 4 months, and I'm like, dude, where is this person? Like, I see him on my client list, and the last time they even checked in the gym was 6 months ago. I'm like, this is one of my clients, and we need to get them in the gym. What the hell? So I'll give them a call, okay? Because text is not good enough, and I'll just try to get them in to the gym. And I'll be like, hey, what's going on? And they'll usually have all sorts of excuses. I've had some that tell me, I'm tired from work, blah, 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 which I understand because I put 100% of my passion and energy into my training. And so when I'm training other people, I'm walking around, I'm like doing the exercises for them, I'm waving my arms, I'm talking like I am right now, I'm exerting all this energy, and I'm tired as fuck when I get home. And I don't feel like doing anything, but I take some caffeine and I go to do the rest of the shit that I gotta do. Because I'm not satisfied with my life otherwise. And I think most people who think that, most people would feel more satisfied if they got more out of their days, really. Anyway, so I deal with this with a reality check. I say, listen, everyone has a job, and I know plenty of people who go to college full-time, they have a newborn kid, and they work full-time, and they still make it to the gym. You have no excuses. They're like, oh, I'm still tired, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, how much do you work? Like, an 8-hour shift. I'm like, okay, when do you get off? Oh, 5 p.m. Like, okay, so you're telling me that you can't take a little bit of caffeine, or you don't even have to take caffeine. You can't just get to the gym and just go through the motions for 30 minutes and get this workout in. And then you can go home and you could sleep from fucking 6 p.m. till you have to go to, get up for work in the morning and 6 a.m. That's a whole 12 hours you could sleep. What do you usually do in the evening? Oh, I watch TV and I eat food. And they say this like all disappointed themselves. Because they know, like people usually know that they're not rising up to their fullest potential. And what hurts people is not, you're criticizing me or whatever. What hurts people is that there is their inner critic. They don't need to accept themselves. They need to accept the fact that they feel like shit where they're at. They feel like shit because they're not rising up to their fullest potential. And all these people who are trying to enable them, trying to give them permission to feel comfortable where they're at, it's not helping them. Because they're going down in a downward spiral of depression and self-hatred. And the biggest solution is, look, where you want to go is easy to get to if you just start taking action. And it's not this giant fucking weight on your shoulders that you got to partake on. Just go to the gym for 30 minutes a day. Boom. 30 minutes a day is not that hard. In your head, it's this big thing until you start doing it. So it's very motivating to start going 30 minutes a day to the gym, seeing and realizing how fucking hilarious it was that you were so scared of doing something so easy. And the biggest, most motivating thing that I found, and I have problems with motivation too sometimes, is like when I realize I've been spending years dwelling on the fact that I gotta clean my house, which I have a problem with so bad right now. And then I clean the kitchen, because small steps build up over time. One day I clean just a sink, and I'm like, holy shit, it took me 5 minutes, And it really wasn't that bad. Literally, dwelling on the fact that you're fat and unhealthy, or just being fat and unhealthy, and not taking action, kills you way more than taking action. Even if, you needed to accept yourself and all this crap, dude, what kind of harm are you doing yourself just taking action? You're not. So the key here, and I don't just let it all out unless the person hasn't gone to the gym in 3 months, I let them have it. I do. And every client that I've had that has had that 3-month thing, and sometimes one was 6 months. Every client that I've had that just doesn't get to the gym because they don't feel like it, and I've given them this, I just let it go. I'm just like, look, you're wasting $400 a month on this training and not coming. You know what I mean? And I'm not getting paid for it, so I don't care. I tell them what they need to hear, and now they're consistent clients. You know what I mean? So, getting people to do the things they need to do, it can be hard. But they have to understand the pain of staying the same is way worse than the pain, the 30 minutes a day it'll take to get to your goal. Or saying no to a fucking honey bun that is literally not worth your time and energy anyway. Literally not worth the money. The only reason why you're even eating that garbage is because, well, your gut bacteria is feeding off of it, and that's what actually causes the cravings. And getting people understanding is key. The physiology behind it. It gives them the tools they need. Like when they're about to make a bad decision, or they're about to skip the gym again, they think back to, oh yeah, that's right. I don't feel like going to the gym today because I haven't made it a habit yet. It's that simple. If I just go to the gym today, I'm probably going to feel a lot better afterwards. And so, you know, getting them to take the action whether they want to or not. And then after a while, I realize it's not hard. They feel better afterwards, and they're actually making progress. You know, reinforcing, hey, you lost some weight. Hey, you did this. Hey, you did that. They start to actually feel like going again. Okay? But when you've fallen off the wagon, you've lost all your motivation, or you haven't even gotten the motivation in the first place, it's not as simple as just like, oh yeah, like feel like going. Like it doesn't work that way. So there's different strategies for different people, and a good coach has to understand which one it is. So, you know, for me personally, motivating myself to do anything for a long fucking time, I was like watching Abraham Hicks and this crap where it's like, oh, just feel good and everything will come to you. And it's like, nothing bad happened. I did pretty well during that time, but a lot of bad things did happen. You get way more done when you start to listen to people like David Goggins, like, oh, hard work and discipline. You listen to people like Jocko Willink, okay? Now, so to wrap all this stuff up, motivation is about believing you can do it, okay? And believing you can do it has to do with seeing the results, feeling, and seeing that you can do it, which only happens when you start already. But belief also has to do with the putting the realistic ease in their head that, look, this person's done it. Show them a bunch of examples of other people who are worse off than them who have done it, and then if they have excuses like, oh, that person, they took drugs or they were chosen by the government or something, like, you got to be like, no, actually, you know, blah blah blah. Here's some examples of people in my family who have done it. I know they didn't do drugs or whatever. You know, but and then let them know, hey, small steps over time equal big results, because then it snaps that reality into them, like, because these people are so scared of the end goal. They've got to see that the process is a lot more simple. You know, and that's very motivating. And then helping them understand the process that, you know, first of all, you don't have to like change every single aspect. Just get to the gym 30 minutes 4 times a week and you're done for now. You know, just eat a little bit less of every meal. Just remove the majority of the carbs from your diet. That's why that's one of the reasons why carb counting is so popular. Carb restriction. Or, you know, you can eat those cakes and things if it fits your macros, but you got to track your calories. So you got to sacrifice something, but it's not as hard as most people think. You know, believing they can do it, giving them positive reinforcement from all angles. You know, just telling someone they can do it, having them use positive affirmations. All of these things are very powerful, and they help. But no one gets anywhere from just like, you know, accepting where they are and stuff like that. Or, you know, the people start to get somewhere when they snap into they're like, oh shit, I got it. Like, I can do it. I will do it. Why shouldn't I do it? And that's a really big one that I use too. Why shouldn't I do it? It's like, bro, why? Like, all you got to do is say no to those carbs. Could you imagine for the first time in your life you're ripped? It doesn't have to be no carbs. There's people who get ripped as fuck eating like 80% of their calories from carbs and just removing the fats, for example. You know, it's like, dude, you could be ripped. I'm telling, and the thing is, because I'm so certain, because I've seen it happen so many times, I let that energy fly. I'm like, bro, you could easily fucking do this. It's very easy. I've seen so many people who had they were 400 pounds. You're only 250 pounds and you think it's going to be hard to get ripped. You know, I had clients that were 400 pounds. Here's their progress pictures. You know, whatever. And sharing that belief in them, that genuine belief. Like, the big problem people have is that, a big problem trainers have is that they don't believe in their clients. I believe in my clients because I believe in myself and because I've seen what my protocols do to other people in the past. So, because I believe so strongly in it, and now I'm telling them, sharing that genuine belief with them, now they do as well. Now they can go forward. So, anyway, I'm going to end it there. This applies to all aspects of life. So leave a question, comments down below. Talk to you all next.